Newcastle lashed by a deadly storm with homes, roads and care centres underwater. State says Duduzile Zuma's tweets fueled the deadly 2021 riots. And Marlene Dumas makes history as first female contemporary artist to exhibit in the Louvre. Let's hope the security is tighter this time. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent.
Prosecutors say Duduzile Zuma Sambutla's social media posts sparked the deadly chaos of the July 2021 unrest, costing lives and livelihoods. The daughter of former President Jacob Zuma is on trial in the Durban High Court, facing charges of terrorism and incitement to commit public violence. The state argues her tweets encouraged mass looting and destruction as unrest engulfed Gauteng and KwaZulu-Natal.
The activities of the protesters and looters were very, very violent in KZN, as opposed to Gauteng, where, yes, they did loot, they did steal, but we see the majority of the violent crimes, whether the murders or attempted murders, resulting from the civil unrest, emanates from KZN. In
Phoenix alone, 38 people were killed during the unrest, with more than 300 deaths recorded across both provinces.
From the comfort of a home, the accused spoke words that cost others their freedom, their lives, and their futures. Our Constitution protects freedom of speech, not the freedom to destroy. The state will prove intent, at least in the form of dolus eventualis. She foresaw that the words might provoke violence, yet persisted. Her conduct was deliberate, repeated, and driven by a personal mission, her father's release. That, my lord, is criminal intent.
The Madlanga Commission of Inquiry has heard chilling evidence of corruption, criminality and cover-ups within the Ekurhuleni Metro Police Department. Retired Deputy Commissioner Rivo Spies testified that a whistleblower who exposed an unlawful EMPD operation was killed shortly after coming forward. One of several criminal cases linked to officers under acting EMPD head Julius Mkhwanazi. Spies also revealed that Mkhwanazi signed off on 2 unlawful agreements with alleged tender kingpin Vusimuzi Kat Matlala, allowing his private security vehicles to use blue lights. Spies described the deals as, quote, blatantly irregular, accusing senior EMPD officials of operating outside the law and putting lives at risk.
Former EMPD Deputy Commissioner Rivo Spies claims that in April 2022, members of EMPD murdered someone in Brakpan during interrogation. The EMPD officers were allegedly attached to a disbanded unit known as the SWAT team, who fell under the management of now acting EMPD chief Julius Mkhwanazi.
They tortured this person where they used a method called tubing, which is a piece of rubber that you pulled over a person's face and you suffocate the person. Then the next moment, this person, they killed him.
He alleges that Mkhwanazi was called to the scene.
Brigadier Mkhwanazi arrived on the scene in a white Golf, and he then proceeded to direct them how to clean the scene.
Spies claims the victim's body was loaded onto the back of a civilian's bakkie and dumped into a river where SAPS later retrieved the body.
Parliament's ad hoc committee probing police corruption is considering moving its hearings to Pretoria to accommodate jailed witness Matlala. Matlala, currently held at Khosi Mampuru prison on a murder charge, is a key witness in allegations of police corruption and interference.
We support the committee going to Pretoria, if needs be, for the hearing with Mr. Matlala.
A powerful storm has battered Newcastle in northern KwaZulu-Natal, leaving a trail of destruction across the town. Torrential rain and hail flooded large parts of the CBD, tore up roads and damaged homes and care facilities. Power outages have also been reported after substations were submerged. Emergency teams have been deployed by KZN's Disaster Management Unit to assist residents and assess the damage. Among the worst hit areas are several frail care centres where residents had to be moved to safety after water flooded the buildings. Heavy rain is expected to continue through Tuesday, and authorities are urging residents in low-lying areas to stay alert and avoid flooded roads. Half a world away, the Philippines is cleaning up after Typhoon Fung-wong tore through the country, killing at least 8 people and displacing more than 1 million. The super typhoon battered northern Luzon with winds of up to 230 kilometers an hour, flattening homes, cutting power, and forcing schools and government offices to close.
Dito kasi sa amin, hindi namin nakalain na ganito kalakas yung magiging hagupit ng bagyong Yuan. Nakakala lang namin ay hindi kami aabot ng tubig dito sapagkat sa dinami-dami na ng bagyong dumaan dito sa amin, hanggang dyan lang po yung tubig sa harapan, hindi umaagos dito. Pero ngayon, sobrang lakas ng ginawa ng bagyong Yuan. Kita naman po sa kabahayan dito sa amin, sa mga kapitbahay, sobrang lakas ng bagyong Yuan.
It's now tracking northwest towards Taiwan's west coast. The implementation of the Administrative Adjudication of Road Traffic Offences Act has been postponed once again. The Transport Ministry says a postponement to July next year is necessary as some municipalities are not ready for it. AARTO was due to commence on the 1st of December 2025. It aims to remove traffic offences from the courts and handle them administratively, coupled with the introduction of a demerit system. The department says it conducted an assessment of readiness and in some municipalities the training of officials is still incomplete. Alleged Underworld boss Nafiz Modoc told the Western Cape High Court that co-accused Zane Killian was working for rival figures Mark Liffman, Jerome Boyson and the late Andre Nordier. Modoc, Killian and 13 others face 122 charges, including the 2020 murder of top cop Charles Kinnear. Prosecutors say Killian pinged Kinnear's location before his killing, but Modoc claims Killian was working for Boyson and Nordier at the time.
During the trial, Killian confirmed to me that he done working pinging for Liffman, Andre and Jerome without my knowledge, because I wasn't aware of it. So he would have the number at the time.
It's been 30 years since the TRC held hearings led by Archbishop Desmond Tutu, but of the 3,000 cases that were referred to the NPA for prosecution, virtually none have made it to court.
Today was meant to be day one of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission inquiry here in Newtown, Johannesburg. Family members, as well as several parties involved, were expecting to hear the first witness on the stand. Instead, we heard from the legal representatives from government who have flagged the involvement of the chief evidence leader, Advocate Ishmael Semenya. According to lawyers for the NPA as well as the Justice Department, Semenya has acted as an advisor for the NPA, particularly during the time that the NPA policy of 2005 was compiled. He's also acted as a legal representative for government in one of the cases that are TRC related in court. When proceedings began, we heard from the chair of the commission, Justice Sisi Kampepe, who asked if it is not better for the commission to hear an application for recusal from the parties. The commission has agreed to give the parties time to make written submissions that will be considered before an oral case is heard right here at the Saibono Centre. On the 26th of November, we're expecting to hear oral submissions on the involvement of Advocate Semenya in this commission of inquiry. Meanwhile, some family members have expressed disappointment in this hurdle. Minister Thembi Smelane is one of those who were present here today after she lost her sister, Nokuthula Smelane, in a brutal way under the apartheid regime.
Coming back into the inquiry, I know it's going to take a long time coming. Disappointment is written all over our faces. We want these matters to be done with.
Some Westbury residents are angry after being left out of today's ministry talks in Sophia Town. Acting Police Minister Firoz Kachalia and top cops are meeting a handful of community leaders to tackle gang violence that's claimed several lives in recent weeks. But community leader Eugene Dooms says he wasn't invited and doesn't know who these, quote, leaders are.
I only got to know about it this morning when I saw, on the news that the meeting was going to take place today. And I was also taken by surprise, because, as community leaders, activists, we are supposed to be informed about all of this so that we can provide our opinion and also give, solutions as people on the ground that's affected by what's happening in our areas, especially Westbury and surrounding areas on a daily basis.
The removal of guns will continue, the police will go, they'll continue to do raids. As I said, the strategy is now responding. As they said by the minister, it's a national problem, and therefore they are responding. But don't undermine the fact that sporting facilities and activities can help change a community. They will. You know that we don't have a champion, swimming champion coming from Johannesburg. Maybe we might have into the future because we've put a facility there. Let's get young people to be trained in swimming. We may be shocked tomorrow that Westbury can produce a swimming champion.
A group of activists gathered outside the Pretoria Magistrates Court in support of Zimbabwean opposition politician Job Sikala, who appeared on charges of possessing explosives. Police say 26 blasting cartridges and 15 fuse connectors were found in his car last week. Zimbabwean activist Baron Mashlangu says the case doesn't add up, questioning whether the explosives were planted.
So obviously there is a foul play. As you know, the man is a high-profile political activist back in Zimbabwe.
The British Broadcasting Corporation is expected to apologise to President Donald Trump for speech editing. It's been facing criticism over a Panorama documentary that allegedly misled viewers by editing a speech by Trump that suggested he instigated an attack on the US Capitol in 2021. According to a leaked internal BBC memo published by the Daily Telegraph today, the Panorama programme edited two parts of the speech together. So Trump explicitly encourages the Capitol riot. This has resulted in the resignations of the broadcaster's top brass.
I will stand by their journalism.
Is there institutional bias?
There is no institutional bias. Mistakes are made, but there's no institutional bias.
South African artist Marlene Dumas has made history by becoming the first female contemporary artist to exhibit in the Louvre. Dumas debuts at the Louvre with a 9-portrait series called Liaisons. The 72-year-old's latest achievement is one of a raft of prestigious exhibitions in international museums and record-breaking auctions. In May, her 1997 painting Miss January sold for $13.6 million at Christie's, making her the most expensive living female artist. And somebody who makes us very proud. See you for more again tomorrow.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent.